Hey, sorry about that. I want to apologize for my appearance. I woke up late this morning, and so I didn't have time to put on my makeup or anything. So I did the whole Zoom makeup. So you'll probably see my lipstick move around a little bit. In case we haven't met, my name is Tasia. I'm the director over here at Arkansas State University Mountain Home, director of the EMS program. I'm also an employee, still working on the ambulance with Baxter. I actually work Fulton County. So this video is going to be about research, how to research, and how to watch the videos and what I need from that. So this is going to be probably, I'm going to be flipping in between several different sites. I decided recording was probably a little better than trying to explain it in person. That way you can pause it and you can hop online or, have me beside the screen and doing the process as you go. And you can pause it and do what you need to do, that sort of thing, instead of just a long email. And don't hesitate if you need to come in. We can talk about whatever we need to talk about in here. If you're still struggling, come in, we'll do it. Also, want to say I have alphabet soup, a little bit ADHD too, so sometimes the words don't come out right. And um, yeah, so it's Tuesday, but it still feels like a Monday. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. I've got my door closed, not guaranteeing that I won't get interrupted. If we do, I'll pause and then resume, and I may lose my place a little bit, but that'll be okay. I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. It's probably going to be a longer video, and I'm sorry for that, but I just want to make sure that we have all of our bases covered. Okay, so we're gonna start first. Let me share my screen here. Uh, we're on screen too. Okay. So there are several different components with this. I'm going to move this over here. There's several different components when it comes to National Registry and the state. And I'm going to show you the places like where you need to go in order to find like the criteria of what you need. I've had a few reach out that are EMTs and it's their first time researching. So I'm going to do this from their perspective. Paramedics going to follow the same guideline. The places that I'm going to show you is going to tell you like where to find what you need as well. But I'm gonna stick to the basic level. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the National Registry site, and it's just nremt.org. So once you come here, this is like the mothership for National Registry. And I'm sorry if this video, if it's pixelated a little bit, our internet gets pretty wonky here from time to time. I tried to record yesterday and noticed when I went back to look at the footage that I did do that some of it was blurry. And I apologize. I don't know if it's blurry or not while I'm recording. And but we'll make it through. So the first thing that we're going to do before we ever log in is up here at the top of the screen, about midway, there's recertification. So if you click on Recert, of course, it gives you all of these options that are available. For EMT, we're just going to click on it, and it's going to bring up two different options. So there's two different ways you can recertify. You can recertify by retaking the National Registry test, which is the second tab, again, middle of the screen. And it'll give you, I'm not going to read all this to you, but you can read it if you decide that you want to recertify by exam or by continuing education, which is what this video is going to be about. So again, I'm not going to read this, but what we're going to look at down here is the National Component Guides. And there's some things about this because some people said, they have their ACLS, their PALS, their CPR. And so I want to show you where National Registry accepts those. So this first little, I guess, spreadsheet here, National EMS certifications, this is what National Registry requires of your provider level. So, of course, we know in our EMRs, National Registry EMR, in our EMT is EMT, then you had your advanced EMT, and then you have your paramedic. But what we're going to concentrate on is this first row here, and it tells you per national standards, you have to have 4 hours of airway, 5 hours of cardiology, 3 hours of trauma, 6 hours of medical, 2 hours of operations, and 20 hours total for the EMT component. So what I suggest is that you certify National Registry first. So you're going to put all of your information into National Registry, and we'll look at that in just a little bit, and I'll show you step by step what you need to do there. And once you get your National Registry certification, then you're going to go in, you're going to apply, reapply for your state license. So in the state of Arkansas, they want that National Registry card first, saying that you've been approved by National Registry for recertification, and then National Registry tacks on some extra hours, or excuse me, there's alphabet soup. The state of Arkansas requires some extra hours in some components. So down here, standard course guide, it tells you your healthcare provider, CPR, ACLS, and of course ALS here, where you can apply those hours. So you can apply a max credit of 4 hours for CPR, even if it was just like an 8-hour class. You can only do 4 hours for CPR. Same thing with ACLS. But it also says you can apply that to airway or cardiology or medical. Say you have got up here your 6 hours for medical, and say you only watched 4 hours, credit hours worth of videos to recertify that healthcare provider. You can have that other 2 hours, you can apply it into the medical portion. And of course, it's the same way all the way down through here. PALS, it's a max credit of 12. And again, medical, cardiology, and airway is where you can apply those. So if you have extra cards, then that's most definitely something that you can use. So also down here in operations, which operations itself, it looks like you only have to have 2 hours. But if you have like your ICS through FEMA, you can also apply those, but you can only apply them once. So if I have ICS of 300, if you notice here, it has 21 max hours. So if I use ICS 300 to recertify in the 2026 year, I cannot use any more hours for that certification for ICS 300. So it's a one and done thing. All right. So now that you see that, the next thing that we're going to look at is we are going to go to the state site, and it doesn't look like I have the link here. Let me see if I can. I will post it in the email to you where you have it, but you're gonna, or you can Google it. It's the Arkansas EMS portal, and it should look like this. And up here, about again, top to the middle of the page, you've got several tabs, and you're gonna go to EMT renewal. So when you do that, it's going to open up a PDF, and I won't read it to you, but specific renewal requirements by the EMS level. So once you have that National Registry certification, they are going to require extra hours. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 extra hours. So you're going to have a total of 30 hours that you're going to need for oh, here's another one. So it's going to be a 40-hour, because on top of these, you're also going to have 10 hours of individual required continuing education in EMS related topic area. Now, saying that, let's go back to that ICS 300. So say I put my 2 hours out of my 21-hour class to go toward my NREMT category for National Registry for operations. I can then apply ICS 300 maybe 10 hours into this continuing education EMS related field. So I hope that makes sense. You can't, like in the 2026 year, you claim those. Well, in the 2028, you can't claim those again. I hope that makes sense. So, of course, renewal of NREMT, which we talked about, that's required. That I hope you don't have to worry about, who have EMTs who have never held a national certification. So they offer through the state system these classes. So 1 hour documentation, 1 hour ethics and professionalism, and looks like 2 hours of the Arkansas trauma system. And they have the websites here in order to get you to those. We also cover those in the list, the program list on YouTube. So you can have your choice with that, whichever way that you want to do it. So I am going to exit out of that, and we're going to minimize, and we're going to start where you need to start. I wanted to make sure that you've seen where the requirements were at before we actually got into the meat and potatoes of what we're doing for recertification. That way you know where to find them and where you're aware of why you're doing what you're actually doing. So we are going to pull up YouTube. Your YouTube is going to look different than my YouTube. Okay. So I will also include this link in the email that I will be sending out. Fulton County EMS, this is where I work. This is where I was doing continuing education before I took on the role over here at the college. Fulton County EMS now is actually umbrellaed into the Baxter Health system. So we're Baxter Health Fulton County Hospital. I just haven't changed the YouTube or anything. I didn't see that it was relative to do that. So the actual course that you're doing is the 2025 Recert Mastery classes. We had the option because in 2025 they were bringing in the 2025 protocol, and there was a gray area, and either you could teach the 2024 curriculum or you could teach the current curriculum that was coming out. And we actually adhered to the 2025, so the information should be up to date. So if you see over here in the right column, 2025 Recert Mastery classes. So this is all of the classes that we put on at Fulton County Hospital. All of the people that are in here are guest speakers. I did some education, but I didn't do a whole lot. I did a lot of the calling to get people to come in, and I did the scheduling and that sort of thing. And I just filled in here and there where, if somebody was sick and needed me to step in and teach, I did that. Or if nobody picked a certain discipline to teach, then I would take that. But I want you to notice, of course, this here is evidence-based research, and you will see there's some information in here that's probably not relevant to y'all. The medical director at the time at Fulton County was Jim Bozeman. On-site education hours. This is for everything that in the 2025 research that my people were needing. So, but what you see over here, let me scroll back up. So this evidence-based research, actually I don't have it on that one. We're gonna pop down here, pediatric transport. So if you see here in the parentheses, it's 0 0.5 hours. So it's a half hour. So I give you the education hours that you need in order to that will be on your certificate once you watch the video. And sometimes like this is 17 minutes and 15 seconds. So you'll notice in some of the videos it's not a full hour or 2 hours or whatever. But per credit hour, this is the information that we are portraying. So once you watch the video or while you're watching the video, what I need you to do is I need you to either get a notebook and write down information, or if you want to, bring up Word and type in Word while you're watching, that's completely fine too. And the reason why I need this done is because in case I get audited and the state says, well, how do you know that your students or your coworkers or whoever is actually watching the videos and they're not telling you that they had it on while they were washing dishes or whatever. Like, how do you know that this is working for them? How do you know that they're actually being honest about it? And so what I need is at the title of the paragraph or the blurb, I need you to put down here pediatric transport watched for 30 minutes. And so in that, I need 4 to 5 sentences, not a whole lot, about either the education topic, like pediatric transport. I didn't know you were supposed to seatbelt a child in a certain way in an ambulance. That was very interesting. Or I've also had a coworker that put in his summaries of why is Mike always late for classes? Or why is uh, Randy always wearing a red shirt when he's in class? Just something showing that you actually watched the video and cued in, that you were paying attention. So once you do these, and I would appreciate it if you had them all together instead of sending them to me one at a time. Once you get all of the work done, then sending it to me. That way I'm scatterbrained, I'm likely to lose the stuff, and we don't want anything to get lost in the transition. So once you have completed this portion and you get it sent to me, what I will do is I will issue individual certificates for the work that you have done. So it will be an Arkansas State certificate. It'll have your name on it. It'll have the course number on it. It'll have pediatric transport. It'll say that you were awarded a half hour of uh, continuing education time, and I'll sign it. And what I recommend doing, I will send you attachments and I will include them in on the email. This will make it easier once we get into the NREMT and we'll get into the state system on uploading all of our stuff. But I would suggest that you also have them printed off. If you need me to print them off, I would be more than happy to do that. You just stop by and pick them up whenever you can. The reason why I say that is, say you recertify and you get audited and they ask for the actual physical copies, is that you'll already have them. Personally, what I do when I'm sent to different conferences or seminars or whatever, and I'm issued that certificate, I actually have like a folder at home that I keep all of them in, that I know on the next research cycle I already have that hard copy and I don't have to worry about it. And I always put them in the same place every single time. That way, within 2 years, I haven't lost them in the process. All right, so now we're going to say, I watched my videos, I got them complete. I've sent you their certificates back. I've picked my hard copy certificates up. We're going to go back to National Registry. All right, so back to nremt.org. Again, my screen's going to look a little bit different because I've got director privileges through the college. but it's going to look relatively the same. So we're going to log in and register. A lot of people struggle with this, and if you do, it's completely fine because most people just visit this site when it's recert time. So it's every 2 years that they actually recert. So don't feel bad. You may have to go back and find your username and password, or you may have to use the forgot password. Completely fine. Completely understand. Okay, so we got interrupted, but that's okay because I know where we're at. All right, so we're going to go back to our National Registry. We're going to go in, we're going to log in once we get all of our information. Let's see if the internet's going to work. There it goes. Okay, so you're going to get something that looks like this. You're not going to have all this stuff down here at the bottom. So you're going to have like the general information stuff. So you're going to go to, let's go to general info. Nope. Candidate. Still wrong. The third one, my certification. All right, so this is your certification dashboard, and here it gives you the steps that you need to do on submitting your application for recert. Before you start that, probably what you need to do is go down here and make sure this is all correct, because sometimes National Registry does send you stuff through the mail. So you just want to make sure everything is updated, your telephone number, your address, your email, all of that jazz. So here is basically your dashboard on your education. So as you see, I recertified last year. So my national, local, or state and individual, I don't have anything there. So down here, it also has the affiliation. And as you see, Fulton County EMS, I actually need to change this. I need to change it to Baxter Health, but that's okay. So this is where this stuff lives. This shows you just a overview of what you need, et cetera, et cetera. So step one, add courses to your transcript. We are going to do that first. So I'm going to just show you a mock one. And if you do something by accident, say you did it, you didn't put in the correct name or you assigned too many hours, that's completely okay. You can go back and you can change it and I'll show you how to do that. So here, of course, no matching records found because I don't have anything uploaded yet for my next recert cycle. And I also want to add in here, like we talked about earlier about keeping hard copies of stuff. And like I said, I go to different conferences and do seminars and stuff. So I can actually take the time and sit down and put that in when I get back from said webinar or conference. And I can actually have it in the system for when I go back to for my renewal and have already that step taken care of. I procrastinate a lot. Got a lot of stuff that I juggle on my plate. And so I generally just wait until the last minute before I do it, if you're like me. All right, so add a new course to my transcript or import a CAPCE course. I haven't ever dealt with this one yet. I'm sure that there's stuff out there, directions and stuff that you can look at. So type of course, what we're doing with these videos is going to be a continuing education course. If you take a traditional refresher course, that's usually, sometimes it's built where it's a week long or 2 weeks long, or sometimes it's like the every Tuesday or Thursday, or maybe just every Tuesday of every week that somebody's putting on. Standardized course, college course, initial EMS education program. So for recertification, we are going to do a continuing education course. Completion date. So we're going to say, we're going to use today's date. I completed it on this day. You're going to put it on whatever day is on your certificate. So just to, that way it's just congruent. Yeah. So if you guys don't mind, when you're writing out this, I probably should have included this earlier, but it just came to me. When you're writing out your summaries, if you don't mind putting the date when you watch those summaries, that way we can be congruent with everything. So I'm going to click that, and I want to put on here 2025 mastery class. And then we're just going to use the pediatric transport. Okay, I'm going to hit continue. If you notice here on the continuing education hours, we had 30 minutes. So it's set into fourth increment, a fourth of increments here. So we're going to say 0 hours and a half hour. So that changes if it's, that one was, what was it, 21 hours. So we're applying, what do we say, an hour to it or 2 hours or whatever. You can, again, do those increments there. So attachments, please, to help with the auditing, if National Registry ever audits you or the state audits you, you have your attachments applied. So we're going to choose files. You've gotten your certificates from me. I emailed them to you. You're going to, this is just a mock. This isn't actually a certificate for this, but we're going to pretend like it is this screenshot that I took yesterday. I'm going to hit open. Here it's showing that it has, that it is attached. Say it was the wrong one, I could hit clear and then re-upload if you got the wrong certificate for the discipline for the section, that's fine. So I want to hit continue. Course approved by. So all of my courses are approved by the state because I'm a state certified EMS instructor. State office approval, that's going to be which state that it is. So say I went to a seminar in Missouri and it's going to have the information on there that I need, but say it was an academic institution. So it's going to tell me what that information is. So say it was with Cox. Technically, they're an academic institution because they do their own education there. So I'm going to click Arkansas for us. I'm going to hit continue. So it's going to tell us we need to review the course information. Of course, this is everything that we've put in, and we're going to add that to the transcript. All right. Of course, we got the confirmation. The 2025 master class was added to our transcript. So if I go back over into that left-hand column, I don't know if I may have clicked too fast. Over that left-hand column, it says transcript. We're going to hit transcript. It's going to update. It's going to populate. And here we have the 2025 masterclass, half an hour. It's got the screenshot attached, source manual. So we manually put this into the system. So what we want to do next is we want to assign this topic to a category, all of those categories in the beginning of the video, the medical, the trauma, the operations, etc., etc. So I'm going to hit unassigned, and this is going to tell me if it's red, this means I don't have the hours, total credits assigned. This column toward the right is showing that I don't have any credits assigned to anything. For my paramedic license, it says the credits required are all of these. So it's showing that I can attach this to whatever. So I'm going to assign, hold on just a second. All right, crisis averted. We're going to get back into it. I feel like I got to sneeze. Hold on. Whew. Excuse me. Okay. I think I caught that on camera. I paused my screen share instead of my video. Sorry. I never claimed to be a professional. I just know enough to get myself into trouble. Okay, so I'm going to assign that. So I don't have enough for the 6 hours, but I'm just going to say that I'm assigning a half hour to my airway. And of course here, which you can't see me pointing, uh, it's showing that I have a half hour toward my 6 hour CEU credit. Once you get all of this filled, it's going to show green, which means you're good to go on that. If you need to subtract, like if you need to remove it, you can hit remove and it's going to take that off. Or you can edit. Say we had that 21 hours and we want to apply that to another topic. You can actually tell it like how much time that you're going to do. So I did 15 minutes. So that's how you transition the education from one category to another, is just right in here in this current course hours. If you get through it and you're like, oh shoot, I added something to this that was from the 2024 research, and it doesn't need to be in there. So what you can do with that is when you go back to your transcript, you can actually delete this. Let me see here. So you click on it. That's what it is. Okay, just wanted to make sure. So I actually click on the link here underneath course name in the center of the screen. And when it pulls up, it's showing all of those details that we put in, and then you can delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that since it was just an example. Okay, so that's how you do National Registry. So once you get through the process, it will walk you through the steps that you need in order to go ahead and reapply for your National Registry certification. And there is a fee. I don't remember how much it is because, again, I only do this every other year. That fee you'll pay. And then they'll manage it on their side, and your certification will probably they'll send it to you. They'll email it to you. Hold on just a second. I'm getting a phone call, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm in front of a big window. So this is the sun shining through my window at work. Common sense would have told you that, but I just thought I would add that in there. I have been running mad today, so I'm sorry that I haven't got the email out sooner. Been interrupted, had students in and out. Had my dogs here, so if you hear some growling or some playing, it's them. They had a grooming appointment today. They got done, and I had to go pick them up. So it's been a Monday. It's been the Mondayest Tuesday in a while. So we're gonna get back into it. So we have went over the YouTube. We've also went over National Registry. Now we're going to tackle the Arkansas State Portal. So I'm going to be jumping screens back and forth a little bit, or not screens, but web pages. I will include the web pages in the email, but I just want to make you aware in case you don't watch the video, like where you can click to find that. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again. Okay, so this is the Arkansas Department of Health, what we call the public portal. So there's a lot of jazzy jazz here, renewal applications. It tells you right here what you need to do in order to renew. So actually, hold on just a second. I want to make sure that's the right page. Okay, it is the right page. So this tells you step by step. Unfortunately, I can't show you like it with like National Registry because you have to open an application here, and it's the physical application. If I open it, then state's going to be calling, going, hey, or what are you trying to do? But I can just walk you through like what it's asking for. I wonder, let's see here. Let me copy this URL and then open up a different web browser. We'll use this one. Okay, so I want the same thing here. All right, so same process. Again, I'm in this portal nearly every day, so I've got all of my information saved, but if you can't remember the username and the password, I'm sorry, I can't help you there. You may have to do a password reset or try to discover your email. So if you, again, if you need the assistance of what we looked at earlier, it's up here at the top of these tabs, EMT renewal. And again, this tells you what exactly you need, including on top of what the state requires for Recert. So I'm gonna close that back out. Okay, so the first thing it says, we're not gonna work with, I've got to get this done. Okay, so it says log into your public portal account and click applications. So here is my little jazzy jazz. I'm going to hit log in and it's going to show me this. So on your side, this should look relatively the same. All right, so then it says click applications. So over here in the right, or excuse me, the left column, the other right, I'm going to hit applications. This is my service, who I'm affiliated with, and it shows here my certification, the date it was issued. So my last research cycle was 3/26 of 25, and my expiration date is 3/31 of 27. So once I am in applications, it says, then view all personal applications. So that would be here, center of the screen toward the right. I'm going to click it, and this is the EMSP. So EMSP in this situation says log into your public portal and then click applications and then view all personnel applications to complete the EMSP renewal application. EMSP in this situation is emergency medical systems or service provider. It's not paramedics, so don't panic about that. You must upload all required documents before you are able to submit your application. So that is all of the stuff that National Registry had, including your National Registry card. As you notice here, it says this form is for new action only to determine if licensure application should be opened in your account. This should look different on your side. From here, you should have the renewal option. Since I renewed last year, that option is not available for me. So you want to make sure that you click that you are renewing. Must upload all documents before you submit. If you are unable to complete the application, make sure to click save before exiting. To access an application that was started previously, log into the account and click applications and then click continue. Continue is over here in the left-hand column. If you have affiliated with a service, your application will be sent to your service and medical director for verification. After you will receive an email prompting you to pay the renewal application fee. This is a $20 fee. So click on checkout and then pay the $20 fee, and it will be sent to the section of EMS after payment. They use a third-party thing that takes your credit or debit card. You put the information in, and it will send that to them. Providers with a secondary license, EMS instructor, community paramedic, have their additional license renewal applications available after application. So that probably doesn't apply to y'all. That's like me. I do my provider, then they send me a thing saying, hey, if you still want to be an instructor, we've got some more hours, and this is what's required of you. All right, so this is, let me pull this over. So this is what we were looking at before we logged in, new users. I don't think anybody's new users with established accounts, login and password, make sure your cursor is correct, fill your type, blah, blah, blah. If you have problems, access your account, username, password, blah, 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 blah. So that's students, not reciprocity. EMS compact providers. If you are an EMS provider who's working for a licensed EMS service under the EMS compact privileged practice, that's not something that we are going to worry about in this video. So the process in order to get things assigned and whatnot is relatively the same as what they are in National Registry. Education here just shows, like, I participated in a RSI class, and so I was given the status of a pass of this. This shows the instructor and who it was, and of course the course number. Course numbers are really, really important, and they will be on your certificate. The course number is what you will use when you're putting this stuff in. This is how audits happen, is with these numbers. So these through here are classes, the classes that you actually see in the videos. So these are the ones that I turned in. Yes, those are the classes that I actually turned in, I think. No, these are previous. I'm sorry, because this is 2024 and that was taught in 2025. So all of these were the last research cycle. Now, for what you're previously doing, you go to manage, and this shows, like here, this is my 2026 paramedic cohort. This is the 2026 EMT cohort. Of course, we got 25. This has everything that either I've participated in or that I have been in charge of. So adding new course, if you click on it, same thing as National Registry, continuing education, you put the course name, you put the instructor or co-instructors. You don't have to worry about any of that. The dates. I think this is correct. I believe that is correct. That may not be correct, so don't take my word for it. That may be on my end. In your application, it should ask you the same as National Registry on where to put in your hours and how much time per category to do that in. So that may have been false information on that last portion, and I'm sorry for that. I'm scatterbrained today. Again, it's the Mondayest Tuesday that I have experienced in a really long time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can stop by. I'm here Monday through Thursday from about 8 to 5. And if you're more than welcome to come in on Thursday nights and on Fridays, I'm on the truck. So if you happen to see me in the ER, feel free to stop by, say, hey, I got a question, whatever. So yeah, good luck to y'all. And I'm glad you guys are recertifying and staying in EMS. And again, if you need anything, please don't hesitate. We have 3 other instructors in this program. All of us are paramedics, and we are more than willing to have help. And also keep in mind, once your research cycle is complete, you can actually start building those education hours within the 2-year time frame. And Arkansas State University will be offering continuing education classes and will be offering probably a refresher class. If in the event there's something that you need help with and you need to brush up on, you're more than welcome to come into class and sit and listen. Would be more than happy to do that too. So, all right, see y'all later.